Please subscribe to my channel to help me grow. The laughter hit me like a slap, sharp and unrelenting, echoing across the sunlit living room. Her friends, 5 of them perched on velvet sofas like queens in judgment, giggled as she announced the rules. My rules. From now on, she said, her voice tight but teasing, you have to check in every hour when you're at work. And no more late nights with your colleagues. Oh, and your phone goes through me first. She smiled, the kind that hides danger. The laughter around her seemed harmless, casual, but the heat rising in my chest told me otherwise. My heart thumped with a mix of disbelief, fury, and an inexplicable dread. I tried to smile, to play along, to dismiss the sensation as absurd jealousy. Sure, if that makes you happy, I said, forcing a calm I didn't feel. But as I sat down, pretending to sip my coffee, I noticed the subtle glances, the ones exchanged when she wasn't looking. Shared smirks. A whispering under the hum of polite conversation. My stomach knotted. The rules weren't just rules. They were a test. And tests always have answers. For days, I caught myself watching her, noticing tiny inconsistencies. A late reply to a text, a scent of unfamiliar perfume clinging to her hair, her laughter on the phone cut short when I entered the room. Each small detail I tried to rationalize. Maybe she was stressed, maybe I was imagining things, but the nagging certainty refused to leave. My trust, once a solid foundation, now felt like sand slipping through my fingers. It was a Thursday evening when the tipping point arrived. She told me she'd be working late, just closing a project. I nodded, though my mind screamed for more. Hours later, I found myself restless, unable to sit through the movie I'd been waiting to watch. The house was dark, quiet. And then, her phone buzzed on the kitchen counter. I didn't mean to see it. Curiosity isn't always a sin, but sometimes it reveals the darkest truths. A message popped up from Mark, a name I had heard but dismissed as a work friend. The text wasn't casual. It was intimate. Whispered promises of tonight, hidden affection, and laughter that didn't belong to me. The world blurred. My hands shook as I scrolled through the messages, each one a dagger. The careful facade she had maintained, the rules, the laughter, the casual confidence, crumbled in front of me. The betrayal was precise, deliberate. When she walked in, the air seemed to thicken. She carried her usual smile, unaware, or perhaps knowing exactly what awaited. I didn't speak at first. I just held the phone, the evidence of her duplicity, the silence stretching between us. "Why are you home so early?" she asked, tilting her head, feigning innocence. I laughed, bitter, hollow. "Do you really think I'm blind?" Her smile faltered, and suddenly, she wasn't the woman who had commanded the room with her rules. She was just a person, human, vulnerable. But vulnerable doesn't erase betrayal. "It's not what you think," she said quickly, eyes darting. I felt the anger coil like a live wire inside me. "Then explain. Because right now, it looks exactly like cheating." Her defenses crumbled, the mask falling away. Tears welled up, but they didn't soften the reality. The confession spilled out in fragments, half excuses, half truths. She admitted the late nights, the stolen moments, the lies told under the guise of friendship. And yet, even as she wept, I found myself torn between rage and sorrow. The love we had shared, years of mornings, secrets, laughter, wasn't instantly gone. But it had been poisoned. My mind replayed her friends' laughter, the casual cruelty of those whispered smirks. Had they encouraged this? Witnessed it? Was it a game for them? While my life unraveled silently, I felt a cold clarity descend. Some things, once broken, cannot be pieced together without leaving jagged edges. "I can't do this," I said finally, voice quiet but resolute. "I can't share my life with someone who sees love as a set of rules to manipulate." She begged, pleaded, promised change, but the damage was done. My trust, once freely given, was fractured beyond repair. I packed a bag that night, each movement deliberate, each step a reclaiming of myself. Standing at the doorway, I looked back at her. Tears streaked down her face, desperate, beautiful, heart-wrenching, and felt the sting of what we had lost. But I also felt the first hint of liberation, the sharp clarity of knowing I was choosing myself over betrayal. The house was silent as I left, her cries fading into echoes. And in that silence, I realized the bitter truth. Love isn't always enough to mend what deceit has shattered. Sometimes, the only way to survive is to walk away. The world outside was cold, but honest. And as I stepped into it, I carried both heartbreak and resolve, proof that even after betrayal, dignity could remain.